If you're here, don't be ashamed, I understand. The spiteful Abomination in Remnant 2, in true Souls-like fashion, is one of the most annoying bosses I've come across. The spiteful Abomination, as you may know, is the first dungeon boss that you face in Remnant 2, and it feels absolutely broken until you figure out its patterns. So let's break it down. For transparency, I have the Ultimate Edition. You may not have some of these items. But for my gun, I use the AR-47 with a hotshot. I have the Rusted Claws, and I have the Tech 22 automatic handgun. This is my Dragon Heart with what I have on it. And then I use the Elder headdress. I also use the Survivor overcoat, the Elder leggings, and the Trainer bracer. Stay light. So from the beginning of the fight, as soon as you enter the boss gate, you're going to want to go to the left. The meatball's going to roll at you, or it's going to come and shoot these explosives at you like that. You want to get out of the way. What you're looking to do is aim for the armored points on the meatball. You can shoot the canisters on the ground for extra damage, but what you want to do is focus on breaking down those metal parts. When you see the Abomination go into this long string combo, your best bet is to clear the distance and roll away as many times as possible. So you'll see right there, we broke down the metal metal shield, and what you're going to want to do is focus on hitting those canisters. Quick swapping to your secondary is a good way to do additional damage before having to reload your primary weapon. I also recommend using your modifier early to break down the metal shield and to attack the canisters because it'll reload as you progress through the fight, so you can use it multiple times. Not a very solid start, but luckily I'm a tracker and I have my dog so that he can go and revive me. Hit those canisters so that they explode and create an opening where you can target the weak point inside of the Abomination. As a side note, the Abomination actually has 2 weak points. If you go and break off the armor on the opposite side and the canisters, it will expose a second weak point. If your aim and your timing are good, you can actually expose both of those weak points and do about half of a health bar's worth of damage before the Abomination crawls into the sewer. When the Abomination comes out and starts rolling around, and it also summons its little minions around, just know that if the minions are in its path, it'll take them out. The minions actually have a weak point. If you're looking at their ribcage on the right hand side, there is a purple spot. That's their weak point. You can go hit that and it'll do a damage multiplier. Try to avoid these attacks by rolling out of the way and attacking the meatball's weak spot. If you can, make sure to quick swap weapons just to do as much damage as you possibly can while the weak point is exposed. When the Abomination starts to float and throw debris at you, I recommend rolling sideways. If you roll backwards, the debris can still track and hit you. Also, when you see it charge up, just know to roll forward. A perfectly timed roll like that will go and dodge the attack. You can also hide behind the pillars, and that will block the effect of that attack. When the Abomination goes into the tunnel, use that time in order to heal, farm the minions in order to get ammo, or pick up ammo off the ground. Another attack that we haven't shown yet is this leaping attack. Just roll forward or roll to the side. Always be targeting those metal plates and aiming for that weak point. As it rolls away, I'd recommend not shooting at it because it does a minimal amount of damage, almost negligible. You'll see too, once it comes out of the tunnel right here, it'll go into that floating phase. I'm doing like 9 damage. It's kind of not doing anything. So what you're going to want to do is be patient, dodge these attacks right here, let it go, do its explosion, go through its animation, and once it falls down, then start attacking it. It just makes the process a lot easier. As you can see right there, like I said earlier, just roll forward. And this is one of the harder attacks to get away from. You can roll towards it, or you can roll away from it, but more than likely you're going to get caught at least one time on it. I got kind of lucky right there. We just stick to the strategy, constantly going for that weak point, stay patient, dodge. I use the pillar right here in order to block, and then you go behind the pillar right here, and like I said earlier, it blocks that attack. I rolled just, for safety, but I promise you the pillar will stop that attack. One thing about this game is that there's no like target lock for anything, at least not that I've found on PC. And like I said earlier, we save our modified shot, our flame shot for the end, so we can do as much damage as possible. Almost get caught right there. And then, just keep attacking that weak point. I use the modifier luckily, and then that's how you go ahead and complete it. You'll get a trait point to apply to one of your traits, whether that be vigor or endurance. You also get a mutated growth, which you can use to craft a modifier. As always, if you found the video helpful, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already for more Remnant content. Leave a comment down below letting me know how many times it took you to beat the Abomination. It took me like 13 tries, if I'm being honest. I also stream on YouTube and Kick, and I have a TikTok as well if you want to check that out. Links for everything are down in the description below. Thank you for watching.